to look back on it now, there was a level of understanding, love, just kind of like
push through, young man.
The suburban schools don't have that.
Why would they?
And this has been a recent thought in my mind. Is there a difference between Black and white culture in terms of like this soul, quote unquote, aspect that we have? Because I would hear someone describe it as these white people in this school don't love our kids as if they are their own kids. But to me, the love in general just feels vanilla across the board in contrast to what I experienced like at Prospect. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Is there just a big difference in culture there?
Heck yeah, there's a big difference.
So like we love different.
We love different. Our love looks different. And unfortunately, what's crazy is some of us love white people more than Black people. Ain't that deep?
So what I'll say to that, and this is why I say it's a cultural thing and not necessarily like color or race, because I know Black people that don't understand that soulful difference. Like I've had these conversations where, you know, I'm trying to explain the difference in love and the connection that Black people, our culture, seem to have, you know, in our communities, and they don't get it at all. Like there's a complete, you know, dead silence in terms of understanding that cultural gap. And I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to put it to people or articulate it that there's a difference.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference. And I'm just going to be honest. White people are not made to love Black people. And as soon as Black people understand that, like I promise you, Black people, you will be better off. White people are not made, like the way that we're taught to love white people, because we're taught to. You gotta do this. You gotta straighten yourself out. You got like, we always saying like we gotta do something to make it, to be liked in their ass. Nobody's telling them to do anything to be liked in our ass. So they don't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when we have these kids in these schools, they're not feeling in love because they're not taught to love Black children or see Black children as needing love. They're just seeing, like I remember I had to tell her, she told me, she said she works in a jungle and she's the savior. So that whole savior complex, and these are white women who really, white women don't get enough. They don't get enough oomph on them, for real. Like, white women be just as bad as their men, worse than their men. Seriously, especially the Black boys, especially the Black women, especially the Black girls. You know what I mean? So just having your, like Malcolm X said it, why would you think that your enemy can teach your kids and they're going to learn about themselves? That wasn't verbatim, but that's basically what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're letting your enemy teach your kids and thinking they're going to teach your kids to be better than them. You're crazy. So my thought is, like, why aren't we teaching our children who they are before they get into these schools? Because we don't know who we are. Parents don't like who they are. They don't like being Black. We feel good. My kids go to a white school. That's not a flex. Your kids are going to, some of them kids come out broken, damaged, worse than before, worse than if you sent them to a hood school.
Yeah.
At least a hood school going to get them, you know what I mean? Yes, the education's better, but there's other factors too. And I'm not knocking that because education is everything. But that's the flip side of putting them in white schools, you know, or just around the white people. Like, you do have to deal with other things. And I mean, Pittsburgh Public's no different at all, because they have teachers, like a lot of these teachers are there because they get their loans paid back. A lot of people don't even know that. You go work in a low income school, once you graduate, they'll pay your loans back. That's why you got teachers sitting there 20 years, 30 years with no real progress in their classrooms.
Right.
Yeah, the secret's out, guys. Yeah.
So to clarify my perspective, that was a lie.
Sorry, because I'm going to tell you, don't play with me about these schools and my babies.
Nah,
okay?
you good. So for me, I'm not necessarily saying, like, I'm not calling white people the enemy. I'm not saying that to point out any racial hierarchy that one is better than the other.
Right.
My perspective is simply we are different. And like, for example, the people that say I don't see color, I don't like that.
Yeah, come on, get real.
It frustrates.
Kids see color at like 2 years old. Like, stop. Yeah. Probably earlier than that. They know color.
And to add on top of that, like I said, I believe there is a difference. Maybe it's just culturally, perhaps. Maybe it's something that's passed down through the generations where there are some Black people that just don't have it. Maybe, they're doing whatever things that the Black community would frown upon. They're like, you done lost your Black card even though you Black.
Right.
I don't know, whatever. But the point is, there's definitely a separation. And on the subject of schools, when we're talking about this, I use South Ed as an example, but there's other schools too.
Oh, no question.
Where it's pure vanilla, unseasoned, in terms of how they're treating the kids. Every once in a while, there's like one Black dude there that really resonates with your kids. And it's like,
he could probably barely do what he really wants to do.
Right. And that's your kid's favorite guy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Always in the rush into the IEP, that's probably the most frustrating thing for me. That's their answer for everything. And then when that doesn't work out, it's like, well, maybe another school, alternative school, or and they're basically picking on your kid. Like my kid, they went through his backpack like every other day, simply looking for a reason to try to get him out of school, rather than somebody pulling him to the side, like, hey man, let me talk to you. Like some genuine love. I'm going to help this troubled youth. It's all about the numbers of, we need good kids
and that's
graduating, getting like good test scores, and not tainting any of our other kids, sending a bad signal to all these other parents.
And that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Like when I did my student teaching, I'm not going to say where, but it was for a Pittsburgh public school. When I did my student teaching, they literally were taking the kids, and they weren't even bad kids. Like, these are kids that they weren't bad. Like, there's no representation here. It's a foreign place. It's, you know what I'm saying? You're already hounding them. You're already like looking at them. You know what I'm saying? So I work for I did my student teaching for a school that got the kids out so their morale could be good. So they won't have to, because I think it doesn't cost them, but it looks bad on the school's record when you have suspensions and all of that stuff. Yeah. So they get rid of them. Yeah. I mean, I was only there from, I don't even know, probably like 6, 7, I don't even know how long my sister is, but they got rid of like 4 or 5 kids while I was there student teaching. And I'm just like, and they all were Black.